For the first time, it's cool to be a nerd.
From my heart and from my hand, why don't people understand my intention? With science.
I'm Video Bob Mosley, and I build some of the most iconic movie props and cars from the greatest films of all time. The kind of stuff you could only dream about. You could never own them, until now. The guys like me who had no friends growing up, who invented all my own friends when I was a kid, and had to make my own toys. Now I'm like a rock star. Let me set this intensity here. I don't want to burn your face off. DeLorean, like, wow, what a cool car. Time Machine, people just go absolutely batshit. You can buy this car and be a nobody, and you will be somebody that fast. It's fantasy come true.
Science is what drives me to sci-fi. I like space-time stuff. I like time travel.
We know that a bolt of lightning produces approximately 100 kiloamps. If you funnel that through the right number of capacitors and resistors, you can get it to the 1.21 gigawatts we need for time travel.
So what happens when you have flux dispersal, it releases the energy, those bands light up, it cuts open a hole in the space-time continuum. You go into a wormhole. That's why you leave on fire, because you're leaving the atmosphere. It leaves the fire behind. And when you come back, the reason it's covered in ice is because it's very cold in space.
It's identical to the one that we built 25 years ago. It's one of the best reproductions of this that I've ever seen.
I'm in the time machine. Security shows up, and they're like, you can't be driving around the parking lot like this, you know, screeching tires. And we're like, dude, it's the time machine. This guy had no sense of humor. He was clearly not a fan. I've literally spent tens of thousands of dollars just to source parts and pieces so that we could build these replicas. This is what they use to make the base of the Mr. Fusion. This is a $6,000 part. I actually already have this thing sold for close to $100,000. When we have on the entire suit, the elbow pads, we've got the goggles on, we've got the belt pack on, we got our gloves, our boots and everything. We are Ghostbusters. This is the same unit that was found in RoboCop's OCP police car. If I just showed a RoboCop fan, oh look, check out my RoboCop gunner, they're like, oh, that's real cool. When you make it do the thing it did in the film, that's when it becomes epic. That a guy called me and says, I've got a brand new Dodge Charger, but I want to make it into a Knight Rider. I'm like, okay. It's not the right car, but we'll come up with something. I'm friends with these guys. They have a band called Gwar. They dress up in big monster costumes. And I want to make a giant convertible limo for them to ride around in, where the entire car is made out of meat. We are going to do the 1963 Cadillac convertible from Scarface.
We will never run out of movie vehicles or props to do.
We get to enjoy the fantasy of it. It's like, guess what we get to do? Yeah! This is pretty epic.